Hello there. This is Chris, your friendly neighborhood storyteller. I hope you guys are doing great and having a fantastic life. Before we begin today's story, I'll request you to drop in a like and subscribe the channel for regular content. With that being said, let's begin the story. The story is titled Chicken Curry. It's about a young couple, Fred and Margot. Both individuals worked hectic corporate jobs, 9 to 5 for 5 days a week. The only fun they would have is on weekends. Both Fred and Margot preferred spending time together, far away from the city, in open farms. They would usually travel to places that were far away from the city life. This usually was the weekend plan for the young couple. They would leave early in the morning, drive to these far distances, spend some time together in the nature, and come back early evening. They would usually pick up their dinner meal on the way back home. Once, the young couple traveled to the furthest place that they have ever been to. It took almost 5 hours to reach there. They spent their time together, moving around and enjoying their weekend in the beautiful nature. The time passed by, and the young couple realized that it was pretty late. Margot informed Fred that it was late and that they should make their move back home. On their way back, both couples were curious as to if the shop that they would usually get their dinner meals from would be open. Fred rushed the bike so that they could reach the shop before it closes. Finally, they arrived at this Indian store that they would normally pick up their dinner meals from. Both ordered chicken curry and other Indian delicacies for their dinner meal. They packaged the meal and left to come back home as quick as possible. While on the way back, they had to pass through the forest, which looked beautiful while they were on their way in the bright sunlight of the day, but looked quite creepy while they were coming back at this hour. The weather had also cooled down. Fred asked Margot whether they could stop for a couple of minutes. As the drive was long, Fred was feeling dizzy. His eyes were closing down. Margot obliged. Fred slowed down the bike and parked it at the side of the road. Now the place they stopped at was pretty secluded. It was a dense forest, pretty dark. The only thing that was visible was because they were under the moonlight. Luckily, this was a full moon day. Fred quickly lit up a cigarette and started puffing. Margot looked at the watch and informed Fred that it is pretty late and she's not feeling okay about the place that these guys are in. Fred assures Margot that this would only take a couple of minutes and they would leave immediately. As Fred was about to finish the cigarette, Margot noticed someone coming towards them. As the figure came close, they realized it was an old lady. Margot asked the old lady, "Ma'am, what are you doing in this place at this hour? It's pretty late. Are you lost? Can we help you with something?" The old lady seemed to pay no attention to Margot's inquiries. She was only looking at this young couple, smiling. Margot asked again, "Ma'am, are you all right? Are you lost?" Again, the old lady paid no attention to Margot's question and just kept smiling. Quickly, the couple realized that the old lady was not smiling at them, but was looking at the package that Margot was holding. Margot asked Fred if he could pay some money to the old lady so she could find her way back home. Fred quickly checked his pocket and found a couple of dollars. He handed it over to the lady. But the lady did not accept the money. She was continuously looking at the package that Margot was holding. After waiting for a couple of minutes, finally Fred lost his patience. He asked Margot to sit on his bike so that they can leave. As Fred and Margot sat on their bike and Fred started moving, Margot realized that this lady's expression has changed. Margot saw that the smile on this old lady's face turned to a angry grin. The eyes seemed to turn red with anger. It seemed as if this lady was about to attack the couple physically. Without any hesitation, Fred started his bike and speeded off on the road. As they were driving, Margot asked Fred again, "What do you think this lady was doing in this dark forest at this point of time?" Fred saw in his rear mirror on the bike that something was following him. It took no time for Fred to realize it was none other than the old lady. Fred shouted and informed Margot. "Look back, Margot." Margot saw that this old lady was aggressively running at them. She was at just 3 feet distance from this couple on bike. The bike would have been on 60 to 70 kilometers an hour. This means that this old lady was running at the same speed. Margot finally decided to drop the package of chicken curry, and she did. As Margot dropped the package, the old lady seemed to stop and collect the package. Fred speeded up his bike and both ran off in thin air. The sight of this old lady picking up the package faded with the distance as the couple drove away from this place. After driving about an hour and a half, with their minds completely consumed by what they have just experienced, Fred finally stopped the bike at a gas station. After stopping, Fred lit up a cigarette so that he can remove this thought that was consuming his mind so they could reach home safely. The keeper at the gas station walked up to the young couple and asked, "Sir, madam, are you all right? You seem to be exhausted. It seems that someone was chasing you." Margot looked at the keeper and nodded her head, agreeing to what the keeper had just said. She said, "Yes, we were." Continuing, she told the keeper about the incident that they had just experienced. The keeper informed, "This is not unusual. He has usually seen people with same expression after coming from this area after midnight." Fred quickly asked, "But who was she, and what was she doing there?" The keeper answered, "This is an unfortunate situation, sir. A few years ago, an old lady was trying to find food for her young grandchild. While being on this road, she was hit by the car. 2 bodies were found after a couple of days. One of this old lady and the other of a young child who had died of starvation." People facing this issue usually also say that they have seen a young child on this highway. Margot remembered that she saw another figure right behind the old lady approaching. The couple sat on their bike and rode off back to their home, never to come on this way again. Oh, that was a great story. Well, if you like it, go ahead and drop a like and drop a comment if you have any suggestions, and I will love to have a look at it. Also, as I informed earlier, if you have any requests for graphic work, go ahead and hit me up on email and I will have a look into it. Well, I'll sign off and meet you in the next story. Until then, adios.